People. Que pasa, sac passe, what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. First thing that is popping in the news, it is called the rise, the fall, the release of controversial dancehall artist Flippa Mafia, aka government name Andrew K. Davis. Now people, we saw that back in 2013, Mr. Flippa Mafia was arrested and charged for conspiracy to distribute a whole bunch of cocoa. It is said that almost $1 million. It is said that he was sentenced to a minimal of 12 years before he was eligible for parole. His earliest release date would have been 2025. 2013 plus 12, 2025. However, based on information, he was released on good time. He was released based on the fact that he got his degree, a degree in education. No question in that. Now, people, I am going to give you the story from start to finish. But it is not finished yet to be determined. However, Flippa Mafia was an up-and-coming dancehall artist. Did not really bust into the business. However, he was making a name for himself in the dancehall space, mostly in America. His claim to fame is that when he would perform, he would throw away a whole bunch of cash. I don't talk about no small money, I talk about $10, $20, $50, stuff like those. So therefore, you know how Jamaican people are. Them like freeness, them like gimmicks. There was a lady, her name Marsha Bernard. She had aspirations also to bust in the dancehall space, mostly as a dancehall queen. Flippa Mafia would perform in these clubs. Marsha was at the club one night. She was looking very beautiful. Flippa Mafia called her up on stage. It ignited some sorts of flame. They started dating. Marsha and Flippa would be seen all around New Jersey. She was basically his dancehall queen. Things start get serious. He moved her into his place in a place called Cherry Hill. Cherry Hill is in New Jersey. Very uppity neighborhood. Now people, you understand that if your gimmicks is throwing away money, a 9-to-5 is not going to supplement that type of lifestyle. So therefore, maybe he was dibbling and dabbling before in illicit activity, meaning juggling. However, him decides, said, listen, me need to step up my game because I want to promote my career as a dancehall artist and people. We've seen numerous videos of him in a Jamaica, in a foreign. He was called the Flossing King, Flippa Mafia. He would soon change that to Flippa Magla after the name start get hot. Now people, the trouble for these people started about March of 2011. Don't know if they was smuggling from state to state. They call it Operation Next Day. They were sending all sorts of cocoa through the mail. However, on one fateful day, about March of 2011, a package reached at a shipping center, not the post office, I don't think. When that package reached, obviously, it seems as if the feds, the state, drug enforcement got some sorts of information that, listen, this package is not clothes, is not shoes from Amazon. This package is about $100 and something thousand worth of cocoa. So people, you know how the feds work. them go at the place and them pose as if they are employees. Now people, on that day, Marsha was supposed to pick up the package because Marsha would do most of the dirty work. Flippa Mafia would stay out and give instruction. When Marsha went by that store to pick it up, she came in and she looked around. It seems as if she smelled a rat. It seems as if something never looked quite right. The employees that were there look a little bit different. So therefore, she walked into the store and she kindly left. When she went to the store, the feds was there watching. They realized that she came in some sort of high profile car, foreign whip, Mercedes-Benz or something like that. Expensive car. Now people, when she came and she left, the employee that was there, that was with the feds, him said to the paw, you know, say, a Flippa Mafia, baby mother that, or girlfriend that, so therefore, obviously, this employee that was WHITE knew about Flippa Mafia. Now people, here is the thing. In Cherry Hill, New Jersey, is a uppity neighborhood, so therefore, people with all sorts of Benz, Beamer, it is nothing new. However, people, one must remember, whenever you live in the States, even if you're doing good, you're always BLACK. So therefore, you might draw some sort of eyes looking over the glasses, the spectacle. Now, people, like I said, that day they did not pick up the package. They never returned for the package. $100 and something thousand worth of cocoa. The feds were on them. The state was on them. DEA was on them. Postal service inspectors were on them. Therefore, them kind of get hot. So like I said, the employee told the feds that, listen, you know, say, a Flippa Mafia girlfriend that, or baby mother, or whatever. So the feds was like, who named Flippa Mafia? So of course, you know, them have Google, them have YouTube. Them YouTube it or Google it when them look. This Jamaican in a club overseas, a Jamaica, a flash, a dash with all sorts of money. So people, you know what the feds did. They started to go to these Jamaican clubs because they were very interested, intrigued in who this person was. Them send people come to Jamaica to go to the clubs them start watch him, them start monitor him, and people, guess what they did? Them start to do some sort of wiretap. They went to the judge and they got some sort of authorization to wiretap his phone or phones. On one of those wiretap conversation, he was heard giving Marsha instruction to drop off one of those things, one of those birds to somebody in a New Jersey. So of course, he was speaking in code. However, you know, so the feds, they are very smart. They are good at what they do. Them pretty much interpret and intercepted the package, intercepted the deal as it was being done. Now, people, shortly after or just before that, Flippa Mafia conveniently disappeared. Poof, gone with the wind. He was in Jamaica. When the feds hold on for Marsha Bernard and start questioning her, hold on a minute, we know, say, I know your thing that, let's make a deal. We need you to give us some information. Give us the intricate details of how this operation is conducted. So therefore, you get less time, and the person, the big fish that we are looking for, Flippa Mafia, he would get the maximum time allowed under the law. People like me say, Flippa Mafia cut. Flippa Mafia went to Jamaica. Now people, remember, in a couple of videos that I did, I said, Flippa Mafia in America, him now no papers, and people. this is going to validate what I said. Whenever you have papers, green card, you have immigration, you have border patrol, all of those information is in the system. So therefore, them know you're coming in and them know you're going out. Whenever you enter or exit, them are going to know because it is documented, because you are a legal resident or citizen of that country, which he was neither one of them. So therefore, him take himself, whether him jump, go to the Bahamas, go on some sort of boat, me not really know him there Jamaica. Anyways, from 2011 to 2013, the feds become more interested in Flippa Mafia. Them start to pick up at least 12 people. Out of those 12 people, including Marsha Bernard, girlfriend, nobody now talk. Everybody stand up like a G, including 2 of his brothers. Nobody now say none at all. However, people, one lady, Leona Bishop, she start talk when the feds hold her. She start make a deal. Now people, them have a saying, hell hath no wrath like a woman scorned. And people, this is what happened. Leona Bishop was one of those places, or her house was what we call a stash house. She was one of the person that was holding the stash, the DRUGS for Flippa Mafia. And people, how did Leona get this coveted position? Leona and Flippa had an affair. Leona was Flippa's side chick, while Marsha was the main wife, main girlfriend, so matey and girlfriend. Leona and Marsha was friends. Marsha had no idea that Flippa Mafia was sleeping with Leona. Leona started to talk. Maybe she get nervous. Maybe she have picnic. Maybe her family tell her, say, listen, talk what you know and get less time as possible. So therefore, she decided that she was going to flip on Flippa. However, Marsha decided that she was not going to flip on people. Hence, I am going to explain later on in this video how Marsha gets 20 years and Flippa got 25, and she was not the kingpin or queenpin. She was the right-hand woman, of course. So anyways, like me say, the po-po, they on the trail. They might try to find Flippa. Flippa there at Jamaica. It seems as if he was hiding out in the open because, you know, so he was at these clubs. Him come to Jamaica. Him send down one very expensive Panamera, Porsche or something like that it called. It's so expensive, I don't even know how to pronounce it. However, 2011 the problem started. 2013 investigation. 13 people or so get whole. Them a put the case together. Flippa Mafia's world was unraveling. Now people, we know say Flippa Mafia make a trip to come back to America. Since then, him get hold of the Bahamas. And then them send him back. And then him come back through the same means. Jamaica, to Bahamas, to Florida, to wherever in America. However, them still couldn't catch him. However, people, the feds know say, listen. These people, smuggler, them like for floss. Them like nice clothes, designer clothes, and them like nice expensive cars. He was rotating the cars like he was rotating the women. Now people, before I forget, when Flippa Mafia was in Jamaica, the feds, when them hold on for Marsha and them sister she had play hardball, she no want give up no information, she was tight-lipped. them start to show all sorts of videos of Flippa Mafia in a club with this girl. Flippa Mafia in some compromising position with this girl, that girl, he, she, and the old lady. Well, not really the old lady, but you get the point. Marsha still not flip. So what the feds did, the feds interviewed Leona Bishop, which was a side chick, and the feds went to Marsha and tell Marsha, listen, you know, say Flippa asleep with Leona Bishop, and then them do the same thing. They went to Leona Bishop and tell them, say, listen, Flippa use you, Flippa have a main girl, Flippa not care about you, you are just somebody that he uses for his convenience. So people, Marsha still never flip. However, like me say, Leona was the matey, so therefore matey kind of getting her feelings. She wanted what Marsha had, and she realized it was never going to happen. So she flipped. So people, me just show you how the feds flip the script for Marsha versus Leona. Leona flipped because of Marsha, because she wanted to be the main lady. However, it was not going to happen. It never happened then, and it was not going to happen now. So anyways, fast forward, Flippa Mafia come back to America. Them know say him like pretty car. Them know say him like pretty clothes. However, what they did, them set up all sorts of things at some sorts of dealership. And people, of course, Flippa Mafia being the flossing king, he went to the dealership to go trading one of the not so old car, as a matter of fact, maybe a year or two car, for the new release. Fresh smell car scent. People, if you have any luxury car, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It smells like money. Now, when Flippa Mafia went to turn in the car, that was when the feds held on to him. Him couldn't say a word. Him just submits. He was taken into custody. People, Flippa Mafia's world was starting to unravel very, very bad. Like me say, 2011, them bus the shipping place, 160,000 worth of cocoa. Investigation for 2 years. Them whole Flippa Mafia, maybe about May or so of 2013, the case starts. I think that Flippa Mafia was convicted and sentenced in 2016. So people, him come out for early release based on what the court record show, based on what he said, based on what his lawyer said. However, people, when he went to court, like me say, everybody started plea. I think that his brothers did not plea. Well, one of them get 10 years, so maybe he might have pled. One of them got 20. Marsha got 21. Flippa get 25. Flippa was eligible for parole no earlier than 2025. People, it is 2022. Flippa is out 3 years earlier. When the paperwork said no earlier than 2025, that is why persons are asking the question, did Flippa flip? However, people, we know saying at the state, you can do half, you can do little less than half, you have good time. So people, me not have a problem with that. Now people, like I said, in this relationship, Marsha stood by her man. Marsha seems as if she was the gangster in this relationship and not Flippa Mafia. Flippa Mafia was the brain. When this case went to courts and people, I told you before, the feds try to flip the side chick upon Marsha, flip Marsha upon the side chick, flip both of them on Flippa Mafia. However, Leona was the only one that flipped. Marsha stood fast. However, people, when this case went to courts, and this is how Marsha got so much time, Flippa Mafia pretty much flipped on Marsha. Flippa Mafia, when he left and went to Jamaica and Marsha was conducting the business, him tried to distance himself from it. His lawyer went to court and actually said, listen, my client, Flippa Mafia, Andrew Davis, has no sort of information as to the intricate details and operation of this business. And people, remember me tell you, say, Marsha stood by him. Marsha was kind of PISSED off because she was hearing all sorts of stuff about Flippa and the fact that Flippa was dating her friend, the stash house keeper, Leona. So there was said to be some sorts of distance between them when they went back and forth to court. People, me no know if they have resolved their difference, the fact that they have children. But people, me just show you. When you youths come on social media in my comment section and I act like me I bash this man, people, me just tell you what the court records reflect. Marsha was the gangster, Flippa Mafia not so much. Point blank and period. The problem that I have is, like I said before, how is it that a man have no paperwork, no green card, no legal residency? Maybe it was in the process, however, it was not concluded. So therefore, he was still illegal. Him get deported. Him come back. Him get deported. Him get whole upon a multi-million-dollar, even though the charge said $900 and something thousand. That is what they took to court. There was more. So therefore, them know so them have you upon a big portion. Them know so them have the evidence upon that. So therefore, they took that to court. They know within themselves that it was more. However, them charge you for about $1 million or so. $960 something thousand. Whole heap of money. Buku cash, buku cocoa. How is it that now Flippa Mafia is on the road as a free man? People, me done already talk about that. People, me just say. People put up a front out there. People act as if they are one thing, when the truth and the fact is that most persons are not built like that. Most persons can take the good. However, most persons, they are not willing to face the music. So therefore, they are going to save thyself. So anyways, people, the moral of the story is this. We see that in this relationship, Marsha, she stood up like a G. She was a gangster. She ride our DIE for Flippa Mafia. She is what we call the definition of loyalty. However, people, what the feds don't like is people that play hardball. People that don't cooperate. And Marsha was one such person in this case. And that is why Marsha was seen as the right-hand man, kind of like the queen pin. The fact that she did not give up her man. The fact that she stood out. She pretty much faced the storm. She get 21. Flippa get 25. Flippa was the kingpin. However, she pretty much got queen pin status. People, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos that are straight to the point, no gimmicks, no BS, show your appreciation by liking, commenting, and sharing. That is how YouTube promotes this video to like-minded persons like yourself. And people, remember, whenever you have potential, whenever people see your greatness, you're going to have a set of vipers that realize that, listen, their ceiling is in the cellar, in the abyss of hell. However, when they look at you, they see that your ceiling is in the stratosphere. So therefore, because they lack the ability and talents, they are going to do everything to bring you down. And people, that is because they feel as if they are up by bringing you down. Point blank and period.